Cappies, all my Cappies, welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Cappies, you have the Mother and the Temple, the Shaman, the Gnosis, the River, the Maiden and the Poet, and the Ring. Cappies, I feel like you're seeing something. I feel like and I know my Cappies are poets or musically inclined. I mean, I feel like every Cappy I know, even though you guys are very like the goat and you're, like you guys have style. You have, like how to make things look cool. And so when I think about a Cappy, I think of the Maiden and the Poet. That being said, we project our good qualities onto other people in the same way that we project our bad qualities onto other people, right? It's so hard for people to see other people as they are because they're seeing them through a lens, whether it's rose colored or ick colored. Right? And I feel like there's been an idea of you clinging to something, thinking that it was everything that you weren't, is almost what I want to say. It's everything that I'm not. So I'm going to hold on to it. But instead of holding on to all of the good, I feel like there's an idea that you were holding on to all of the bad. You're holding on to the bad of another person because you were holding on to the bad of yourself. And I don't even mean like consciously, you know what I mean? I feel like subconscious behaviors, they're everywhere, always. And we don't know it because they're subconscious, but they're there. Our awareness doesn't negate their presence. And so it's just kind of like, I feel like you were holding on to something, but you were holding on to it like thinking all of the bad in me is all the bad in this person. Instead of seeing all of the good in you was all of the good in this person. Right? It's kind of that level of resonation. Like what's my go-to default way of relating to people? Am I mistrustful? Am I, how do I think that the world is going to behave? Because that's pretty telling of how it is that you yourself behave, right? And if you meet somebody who's growing and developing and you're growing and developing, you still have those means of approach to life. And it might be shaded with some rose shaded colored glasses and you're not really seeing it for what it is. And so you're acting in this manner subconsciously, but it's still a behavior that's present. And that begins to demonstrate itself the longer you're around this person. Where it's like, you're just like, almost like this compulsive attacking. In the name of holding on to it. I think this person is tired. Cappies, you can be on either side of the story. Take it how it resonates. You could be like, you're tired and you're dealing with somebody who is just constantly like you love this person and they bring out the best in you, but they bring out the worst in you at the same time. And it's just kind of like, there comes a point in time where you have to say like, this is too extreme. I can't exist in extremes all the time. Because when you're in extremes, you can't ever settle into anything, right? And so I feel like there's a conversation about these extremes that you've been existing in. And I feel like an understanding of a commitment that I think you intended for got caught up in a cycle and are finding yourself quite possibly on the outs right now. Or somebody else is finding themselves on the outs right now. I feel like lines have been drawn. Okay, Cappies. Whew. Five of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody's walking away. Somebody's like, I've got a whole lot of good in me. And if all you're ever going to see is the bad, I can't just be the mirror for your shadows. Damn, Cappies, what's going on? If it's not a relationship, maybe it's a job, you know, like your boss takes care of you, but like, you know, they it's like when people, like, they're really nice to you, but what they offer you is so much less than what they would offer anybody else, you know? It's like a guy who compliments a waitress a whole lot and then leaves her $1 tip on a $100 bill. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, you're a nice person. Sure. You know what I mean? That's what that feels like. When people are like, oh, I'm so nice to you and I did this for you and I did, and you're just like, yeah, thank you. You know, that's that energy. Oh God, Cappies, I love you guys. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, I feel like whatever it is, it feels confining. It feels like it's not really working. You're needing to part ways. Having an understanding of why. I think hoping that maybe it'll change. But focusing on yourself out of that mistrust that you've just naturally existed in for so long that you don't even recognize when you're operating from mistrust. And finding a way to move past that. Because on God, I feel like uncovering our subconscious desires, wants, means of action is like harnessing magic. And I feel like when you harness your magic, when you understand, you know, like why you operate the way that you operate and how you can overcome that and how you can be more in control of yourself, in control of your actions, I think that you'll find that you're able to move quickly in a new direction, you know, that your luck has changed. And I don't know if this is in a different relationship or if it's in the same relationship, but either way, it feels nice, Cappies. It feels like you've learned a really solid lesson. And I want to say, like, you don't have to be upset because you've aligned yourself with somebody who is equally as cool as you, who is equally as, you know, like they harnessed your light just as the same as they harnessed your shadow, and you guys exposed that to one another, and that's so amazing. And you know, like, if you can move past that, if you can take that energy and you can harness it into like a next level, I think it'll be beautiful, and I think it's exciting, and I think it's been a difficult transition and a difficult lesson, but it hasn't gone for naught. You know what I mean? And if it's not in that relationship and it's in another relationship, like, you have just acquired tools that have elevated you in life. If it elevates you in life, it elevates you in love, it elevates you in career, it elevates you. Either way, this feels like a state of elevation. It's not even a word. Elevation that is empowering. Cappies. The Emperor and the Page of Cups. Well, it does feel like a very, like, firm, solid decision to, you know, like, move forward with an offer. I feel, I mean, obviously it'll resonate differently for all of my caps. So, I mean, like, for some of y'all, it's the same relationship and you're, you know, like, you're starting fresh. For others of you, I feel like you've learned a really solid lesson, and you're taking that lesson and you're moving forward, and you're being given an opportunity to engage in a new relationship that you are engaging in with a higher level of understanding about yourself. Either way, or if it's a job and you decide that you want to stick this job out, but like, now you're being offered, you know, like, instead of being like, oh yeah, thanks, you're like, thank you for, you know, behaving in a way that is acceptable and not condescending. And if it's, you know, a new one, you're like, you're already, you know, like, I already know that I will be giving and taking equally in a positive direction, and thank you for that, and I will honor that as you will honor it. You know what I mean? Like, it, either way, it feels good. Okay. Caps. One last card for y'all, and we'll call it a read. The Cave. Yes, because it's time for you to become more intimate with the healthy side of a relationship. You know, like, you've gone through the exploration and the understanding of an unhealthy relationship. Now it's time to explore a healthy one. You know, you've undergone and understood the exploration of, you know, bad working environments. Now it's time to understand good. It's time for the good. All right, Cappies, I love it. I hope this resonates with y'all. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe if this does resonate, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.